Good morning. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. We have a very special announcement today, and to get that started, I'd like to introduce Minot State University President, Dr. Shirley, who will take over the press conference. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Minot State University. Welcome to an exciting announcement here at MSU as we formally introduce our new Director of Athletics for the Minot State Beavers, Mr. Kevin Forde. Before introducing Kevin, I want to first acknowledge and thank our search committee who sifted through dozens of initial applicants, interviewed a round of semifinalists, and ultimately narrowed the field down to 4 terrific candidates who visited campus as finalists last month. The committee took its charge very seriously, did a lot of research during the process, and put forth extensive time and effort throughout both the initial search and the interviewing phases. Additionally, I would be remiss in not thanking MSU Vice President for Student Affairs, Mr. Kevin Harmon, who has served as our Interim Director of Athletics for the past 2.5 months and also chaired the AD Search Committee. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you to all of our search committee members. MSU's new athletic director, Kevin Forde, is no stranger to this region, to NCAA Division II, or to the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. Kevin is a North Dakota native with over 2 decades of increasing responsibilities within college athletics. He has both coached and or served in administrative capacities at 3 other universities in the Northern Sun Conference. Additionally, Kevin served for 2 years as the Director of Athletics at Wheeling University in West Virginia, an NCAA Division II member of the Mountain East Conference, and has also served as interim AD at both NCAA Division II member East Stroudsburg University in Pennsylvania, as well as St. Xavier University in Chicago. During the past 5 years, he has also done consulting work with athletic programs at several universities across the United States. With his extensive background at multiple universities, both public and private, rural and urban, in the NSIC and across the nation, Kevin has seen and experienced much in his 2 decades of leadership and development. It is certainly an exciting day as we welcome Kevin and his extensive background to the MSU Beaver family. It is also an exciting time in Beaver athletics, with new turf being installed this month as we speak this morning, in fact. Planned renovations ahead in the MSU Dome, the inaugural season of our new women's wrestling team this year, new game day initiatives planned for the year ahead, and our student athletes now in the process of returning to campus. We look forward to Kevin's leadership and involvement in all of these areas and many more, as well as his connections with our coaches and athletic staff, our student athletes, our alumni and supporters, the greater Minot community, and across the MSU campus. Kevin earned his undergraduate bachelor's degree in mathematics, as well as his master's degree in education, both from Southwest Minnesota State University in Marshall, Minnesota. Kevin and his wife of 20 years, Laura, have 2 daughters, Isabel and Addison. Please help me welcome our new Director of Beaver Athletics, Mr. Kevin Forde.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for being here. First off, I want to thank Dr. Shirley for allowing me to join his staff. I look forward to working hand in hand with the betterment of Beaver Athletics at Minot State University. I also want to thank Kevin Harmon. I'm not sure who's more excited to be here, myself or Kevin, that I'm here. He served as interim director of athletics for a few months. Rick Hedberg in the foundation office, and all the rest of the search committee for allowing me to take on this responsibility. To our coaches and athletic administration, I'm excited to get to know you, for you to get to know me and my family. You might not agree with every decision that's made about athletics, but know that it's in the best interest of our student athletes at the forefront. I want to earn your trust, and I know that sometimes can take time. I look forward to getting to know the university and Minot communities. We are a tight-knit community, and it's going to take all of us in Beaver Nation to get us to where we want to be. I want to thank you now for your support in the past and for your future support to help us in what we want to accomplish in the future. Over 10 years ago, Minot State University made the decision to go to the NCAA. They joined the Northern Sun Conference, one of the toughest and deepest conferences in the country. We've grown and learned a lot in those 10 years, and now it's time to take that next step and become an elite institution in Division II. We still have lots of work to do, but we're closer than ever, and I'm excited to get started. Our goal, or my goal, is to give every student athlete a great experience and have the opportunity to compete for a championship. The student athlete experience, obviously we're going to try to provide them opportunities to develop as a person. We want them to grow and understand themselves and those around them better. We will use campus, community, NCAA resources, and people and connections to develop programming that will allow us to build our student athletes. And then we also want to get each sport to a championship level. Our goal is to compete for championships. What's unique about each sport is there are different starting spots. And so we got to make sure that's the fun part of it, is trying to find out where everyone's at and build them towards the opportunity to compete for championships. We want to raise all levels of success, and I look forward to working with every coach in our department to help achieve our goals. And lastly, most importantly, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to my family for the sacrifices that they've made for allowing myself to do the profession that I'm in. Everyone in my family is competitive, and I hear about wins and losses just like you guys when you go home. And they love to be part of the athletic department. They love to be part of the university family, and so they're going to be here just as much as I am at our athletic events, but also other university events as well. So this is the most dangerous line I have in the whole little speech. Are there any questions? I know there's some questions. I know we're going to do some one-on-ones at the end, but is there anything you guys want to know?
I got a question.
Yes.
What have you identified as the biggest challenge or something you want to get after right away here?
Well, I've evaluated, I've been here, this is my third day. The first day was a great day, we went golfing, and I didn't golf, but Dr. Shirley told me that's what we do every day, so I was looking forward to golfing every day. But I think some of the biggest challenges is making sure that we get everybody on the same page, and so me to understand what the challenges are the coaches face. I know the league very well. I understand the financing of the league very well, scholarships and budgets, and our transportation issues. We're located on the edge of the conference, so it's going to cost us a little more to get to where we need to get to. So budgets are very important. So Brent and I have had those conversations and see it vote. But I think we look at three areas of improvement of any college campus. You look at your facilities, you look at your scholarshiping, and you look at your coaching staffs. Those three things you want to make sure that if you have all three of those things, obviously that's going to equal success, and that's going to equal a great student experience. The recruits are going to come, when they come to campus, any campus, they look at a handful of things. A general student wants to know where they're going to eat, where they're going to sleep, where they're going to go to school. A student athlete looks at those as well, but they also look at where are they going to compete, where are they going to practice, how are they going to get taken care of as far as coaching staff, as far as the locker rooms and where they hang out. So we have to make sure that we have a first-class answer to all those when we bring people on campus. We don't want to avoid anything. I know there's some campuses out there I've been a part of where you bring a recruit on campus and they avoid a certain area. They don't want to go to a locker room. They don't want to go see where they practice or compete. We don't want to have that. We want to make sure that all of our facilities get to a point where we're proud to show those off. First question is usually the hardest, then it kind of rolls after that. Anything else?
I'll ask some more.
Go ahead, ask some more.
Around here. I'm kind of
Sure.
off, but anyway. So, about recruiting, do you have
Yes.
any philosophies on where to get people, or how to get people, or how do you attract them? And what do you want?
So I think each coach, each sport handles recruiting a little bit differently based on where the level of talent is in that sport, in this state, in this region. And so there might be some local talent that can compete at the, say, football level. But maybe for volleyball, maybe they have to travel far. And I'm just throwing these sports out as examples. It might not be that. It might be high quality volleyball in this region, but not necessarily baseball or something like that. So our sports, we want them to be able to compete for championships, and we want to deal with local talent as much as we possibly can. But if their talent isn't local or regional, then they have to go outside. And that's completely fine, but we have to have those expectations that we're going to give everybody in this region, in this area, an opportunity and a look to make sure that can they play. Because I'm a North Dakota guy, and I played every sport. So a lot of the big city schools, big city athletes, and this would come up more and more, they focus on one sport at a time. Well, the smaller towns, they have to play everything. Because if you don't play it, you don't have it. And so if they focus on one sport, could they compete at the college level? Maybe. How good of an athlete are they? Can our coaches develop them as student athletes in their sport to compete at this level? It's the last opportunity, coaches. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Maybe
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming out and joining us today. Invite the members of the media in attendance to meet with Kevin one-on-one for interviews. That concludes our press conference. Thank you again.